Hey everyone! In this video today, I want to show you guys how to make this super adorable butterfly, almost arrowhead friendship bracelet. I got a suggestion to make a video on this pattern about a couple weeks ago now, and every time I get a pattern recommendation, I add it to my to-dos and I take a peek at them when I feel like it. And when I was peeking at this pattern, I saw that there was a 16 strand version done by the same creator. So I went over to my YouTube community posts asking if you guys would rather see a 12 string tutorial or a 16 one, and I was actually really surprised to see that 12 strings won. Because for the first couple of hours, I would say 16 strings was winning by a lot, but 90 something of you guys voted and really wanted to see the 12 strand version, so this is what my video is for today. For today's video, I am using blue, pink, orange, and yellow, and then I am going to use black for my outline. And you'll need 4 strings for your outlining color, and then 2 strings from each of your 4 colors. So in total, we have 12 strings for this bracelet. If you're making a threaded loop or any kind of loop at the top, you will only need to measure 1 string from each of your 4 colors and then 2 strings from your outline, and then you'll double the measurements so that you can fold them all in half. Otherwise, to make an approximately 6-inch bracelet, I measure about 32 inches per string. If you want to measure around 40, which is around a meter, just to be safe, you can do that. Or, depending on how long your bracelet needs to be, you might need to measure more or less accordingly. So like you can see here, I do have a threaded loop at the top. The way that we are going to start this bracelet is perfect for that, but if you want to have ties on both ends, that is completely fine as well. So this pattern mirrors itself. So we are going to use this center as our imaginary center line here. And from the outside to the center, we're going to order our strands blue, yellow, orange, black, black, pink. Now, obviously, if you are using different colors, you are going to want to plan accordingly. So we have 1, 2, 3, black, black, 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever you have your color palette being is how you want to match it up to the bracelet. That's why I recommend the variation feature on Bracelet Book. You can just input whatever colors you're using and follow along to the pattern. So we're going to start off pretty easy. We are going to do just a typical row of chevron. We're going to bring our outermost left and right strands to the center. So on the left side, we're going to take our outermost left strand and do forward knots across the next 5 strings to the right of it. And then we're going to take our outermost right strand, and this time we are going to do backward knots across all of the 5 strands to the left of it to bring it to the center. And then we're going to go ahead and connect our middle 2 strands with a forward knot. And now we have a little bit of back and forth going on here, but should hopefully still be pretty straightforward. Focusing on the left side for a little bit here, we're going to take our outermost left strand and we're going to do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then on the next string in line, we're going to do a forward backward knot. And then we're going to come back to our outermost left strand and we're going to do a forward backward knot onto that strand to the right of it. And now we're going to move to our black strands here. And with the right strand of the two first, we are going to do backward knots onto the next two strands to the left of it. And then on this third one here, we will do a backward forward knot. And then with the other black strand, we are going to do forward knots across the next two strands to the right of it. And now really quickly, before we move on, we are going to move over to the right side and repeat everything that we just did, but mirror it. So with our outermost right strand, we are going to do a backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then on the next strand in line, we are going to do a backward forward knot. And then coming back to our outermost right strand, we are going to do a backward forward knot onto the strand to the left of it. And then move over to your group of black strands here. And with the left one of the two, we are going to do forward knots across the next two strands to the right of it. And then on this third one here, we will do a forward backward knot. And then we'll come back to the other black strand here, and we will do backward knots across the next two strands to the left of it. And now really quick, we need to connect our middle two black strands with a forward knot. I know you guys are really trying to learn how to make this super cute bracelet, but I am interrupting myself to tell you guys, finally, because I keep forgetting, that I have created a new Instagram account. Long story short, I just don't have access to that old account anymore, and Instagram support is next to non-existent. You can find it in the description box, but also I will have it on screen. Now back to the video. And now we are going to come back over to the left side and start the left-hand side of our butterfly. So we are going to pick up the third strand from the left that is closest to our left black strand here. And we are going to do forward knots across the next two strands to the right of it. And then onto our middle black strand here, we are going to do a forward backward knot. And then we are going to move to our black strand on the left here. We're going to do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then on the next one in line, we'll do a forward backward knot. And then we'll move over to our outermost left strand and do a forward backward knot onto the strand to the right of it. And now we are going to come back over to our black strand and do a backward forward knot onto the string to the left of it. And then we are going to pick up our strand that is closest to the center black strand here, so whatever color you are working on currently for your butterfly. We're going to do a backward knot onto the strand to the left of it. And then move over to the black strand right to the left of it and do a forward knot onto this strand to the right of it. And now we are going to move over to the right side and repeat what we just did, but of course mirroring it. So we are going to take our matching colored strand with our butterfly here, whichever one is closest to your rightmost black strand. We are going to do backward knots across the next two strands to the left of it, and then on the third strand, which is our black strand, we are going to do a backward forward knot. And then we're going to pick up our rightmost black strand. We are going to do a backward knot onto the strand to the left of it. And then on the next one in line, we'll do a backward forward knot. And then we're going to pick up our outermost right strand and do a backward forward knot onto the strand to the left of it. And then we're going to come back to our butterfly colored strand, the one that's closest to our middle black strand here. We're going to do a forward knot onto the strand to the right of it. And then we're going to pick up our black strand again, that is closest to the right side. And we're going to do a forward backward knot onto the strand to the right of it. And then we'll come back to our black strand on the right here and do a backward knot onto the strand to the left of it. And now we are going to move to our middle two black strands, and we are going to meet up with the black strands that are on the outsides. So we are first going to join these middle two strands with a forward knot. And then with the left strand of the two, we are going to do backward knots across the next two strands to the left of it. Which then connects our butterfly outline. And then we are going to come back to the middle and pick up the other black strand and do forward knots across the two strands to the right of it. Which connects the other side. And finally, we are going to knot a very small diamond in the center here to completely finish the pattern. So take your middle two strands and connect them with a forward knot. And then with the left strand of the two, we are going to do a backward forward knot onto the strand to the left of it. And then move over to the other strand and do a forward backward knot onto that black strand to the right of it. And then finally, you will connect your middle two strands and close up that diamond with a forward knot. And that is simply how you make this really cute butterfly friendship bracelet pattern. Now, obviously, this whole section here is so convoluted, and I still don't really feel like I effectively and efficiently taught how to knot that section, but because this butterfly portion is knotting over the black strands in the middle, you need to make sure that these black strands are connected, like we did earlier, before you can do that. And then when you close off the butterfly as well, there's some tricky steps that you kind of have to do back and forth before you can completely close it off. It's just kind of a confusing knotting structure, but even then it's still really simple to do, at least I hope. And I hope I taught that well and that you enjoyed watching today. It is such a cute pattern. I love how it turned out, and let me know what you guys thought of this video today as well. If you need to follow the video for a second time or for multiple times, I will have timestamps in the chapters for you to jump to. Just keep in mind, if you're following this video over and over, your color order will change for a while until it gets back up to the beginning. So that's why I definitely recommend having the pattern pulled up next to you while watching this, just so that it's kind of easy to follow along and figure out yourself. But I hope that this at least gave you a good start. So again, thank you all so much for watching this video today. If you have any other patterns to suggest to me, you can leave them in the comments below. You can message me on Instagram or on Bracelet Book, and I'll add it to my to-dos and check it out. If you want to check out my most recent video, you can click on the left side, or YouTube thinks you might like this one. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.